All right, Tuesday, February 13th. If you're watching this, that's when it's airing. Healthy debate, a little bit of weather, getting out tomorrow. I also think we might just be shooting free throws straight through.
Yeah, you guys are not going to be done.
Yeah, so I felt like I was going to do a reverse dog walk with you guys. Like, maybe some questions to you, just different general healthy debates in general. I'll give you this one right off the get-go. And I feel like you would have a stronger opinion. No, I feel like you would have a stronger opinion as a history buff. Are we in like the golden age of Super Bowls? I'm a little bit older than you, but the late 90s growing up, like you would go to a party, you didn't watch a second of it as a kid because you were just running around the basement and you didn't miss anything.
It was all blowouts.
Even yesterday was like, I was talking to my dad, he was like, oh, it's a bad game. It's still compelling. And like people within one score, like the Rams Patriots, that was technically a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
1-score game, 2-score, like right there. Like we're in the golden age of just every Super Bowl now has delivered for like the better part of 15 years.
I think even longer than that. There's been a few stinkers, like that Broncos, was it
Seahawks?
Yeah,
Seahawks,
that was bad. But that, I feel like they were all bad when I was a kid. And then when John Elway helicoptered through the air against the Packers, like basically since that moment, they've been really good. They've been probably 80, 90% very good games.
Yeah, but I think your brain just changes, right? Because once you're a kid, you're like just itching to get out there for the halftime football game. You know,
Yeah,
like I remember I
exactly.
missed fucking what's her name? Shoulder boob.
Yeah.
I missed that
Jackson.
because we were playing ball during halftime. You know,
I had a hockey game that night. So I had to leave the Super Bowl in the first quarter. So I missed the nipple. And that's when nipples were still hard to come by. Like seeing Janet Jackson's nipple would have been fucking awesome for young Chief. And but missed that. And yeah, missed that whole end of that game. Because that game, like I remember coming out of the locker room and like running up to like the bar in the rink to watch the Vinatieri field goal. That's all I saw was the last field goal.
Yeah. The other thing too, for tomorrow, I don't know how you guys deal with it out here. Maybe it's a snow day tomorrow in the New York City Board of Ed. Already announced. Not 1 inch has hit the ground.
How do they do that?
Already a snow day. Remote. Guaranteed. Healthy debate. Is that the dumbest thing we do? I've also seen it like if there's a big high school game, something like that, they're like, hey, we're moving it for the... You can always do it that day, right? Like, why the preemptive snow day? Why the preemptive cancellations?
Not in my day.
social media, man.
Crazy.
It's social media. They don't want the backlash for people going nuts if there is a big.
You think that's what it is?
I do. Yeah.
I also
do.
feel like, more to Rico's point, it's so much easier to get the word out that things are canceled than it used to be. I remember watching the ticker go by on the bottom of like your local TV station to see if your school, your county was closed. Now it's just like, I think it'd probably send every parent a text. Like a
Yeah,
mass
but if
text.
one Jimmy or Johnny walks to school and they don't realize that and they fall into the pond, it's over. It's over. You know?
they fall.
No, but my point, but you can still get out in front of it at 6 a.m., 7 o'clock in the morning.
But what if Jimmy and Johnny had to go at 5:45 because their dad works early?
They're getting ahead of the weather.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The preemptive snow day, I don't get it. Like, I have no idea how that makes any sense.
I don't like that either. I feel like I remember canceling hockey games when I was at prep school too, where it was like, hey, we're getting at least 12 to 18 inches, which that literally happened. So they would move the game. Like if it's like a monster, but if it's like, we'll see what happens, then
That's where we're
That's
at.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what was the better day or what's the best age to get a snow day or in terms of level of school? Because as a little kid, like, yeah, it's awesome, but I'll never forget the one time they canceled classes in the first
when you were
in
not
like
prepared.
10 years in college. Yeah. It was actually, it's good time it's airing. It was Valentine's Day, 2007. The liquor store had lines down the fucking block.
A nor'easter.
I got so wrecked. I got so wrecked by like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe 2, 3 in the afternoon. Took a nap. Our roommates, we all like, you do that thing, we fight with each other, move each other's beds. The room is a fucking disaster. Wake back up at like 8 o'clock to watch the games and then go back out drinking. It was fucking legendary. Valentine's Day
That's
07.
awesome.
Legendary. But
I
I feel
think
like high school too, like, I don't know. You can make a case for
I
all of them.
don't like. I never worried about school in college. Like I never got pumped about I would just like, I'll turn in
Oh,
late.
come on. You got a big midterm or you got something big on
Well,
the
I
way?
never benefited from that.
Well, just
I
a
don't feel like
random
I
day
ever
where you
got
know
it.
everybody's just gonna get rocked on a Tuesday.
I think you're also asking, what do you like more, day drinking or sledding? Because that's the difference.
Yeah.
I guess I remember feeling more like academic pressure in high school. Like getting out of a big test in high school hit different for me than college.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe because I knew my parents would never see the grades or find out.
High school, I feel like you just slept. That was just like, all right, I'm just going back to bed.
We've
you
had-
didn't do shit.
We had a day drink in high school for one snow day.
I thought you were going to say middle school.
No.
Eddie got started real
yeah,
early.
it's not
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Could've
Well,
been
my
on the
dad
card.
tells that story in growing up in Brooklyn. He was a freshman in high school, took the bus, he got off on 3rd Avenue and looked in the window, and there were 2 kids in grammar school uniforms shooting billiards, smoking cigarettes,
Jesus.
and drinking. And he said the bar was such a shithole that you had to bring your own orange juice. You had to go buy. You had to go
For
buy I swear to
screwdrivers?
God, you had to go
Yeah.
buy orange juice for the screwdrivers. They're in like Catholic grammar school uniforms in the bar in like 1976, like unheard of.
Different time. Well, those guys
Completely different time.
Those guys were getting ready for war, basically. At
Completely,
That point. So, yeah.
completely different time.
You ever heard of Amazing Juice?
No. What's
No.
that?
That's, I remember it was either junior or senior year. We got hit with a snow day, like a weird one too. It was like April. It was like a weird, particularly late one. And you get a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. You pour it out until like the top. You obviously plastic bottle vodka. You pour that to fill up the rest.
Dude, that's a lot.
And then you pour a Kool-Aid packet in there.
That sounds great.
What'd you call that again?
Amazing Juice.
Amazing Juice.
Yeah.
Did you invent that?
Someone, I'm sure they didn't invent it, but someone
Okay.
at the school.
That sounds like
did.
great in a
Yeah.
jug, like a
Yeah.
big
Oh,
jug,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a body armor. Give me a 64
Yeah.
ounce.
Yeah. No, it was definitely one way to do it for sure.
That's unbelievable. Trying to think of what else. Oh, Valentine's Day. Healthy debate. Valentine's Day should be observed like President's Day to a weekend. Middle of the week seems like it's just a boom for restaurants to get a lot of business on a Wednesday night.
Are you
But
anti?
it's a massive
small
in-
business?
but
Anti
it's- no, I'm
healthy
not.
debate is Rico
I'm not.
anti small
But it's
business
just
doesn't
a massive inconvenience.
want people making money in the dead of winter.
It just seems like a massive inconvenience on a Wednesday night.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at
you're
all.
definitely right. You're definitely right.
It makes no sense.
But then again, healthy debate on the other side, if you're a restaurateur and you like to go out and go to dinner, one of your weekends is getting fucked by people being frauds. They're coming in just to celebrate.
That's a good point.
And
So-
think of how crazy. And sometimes it is on the weekend too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But think of how. So it's always crazy getting a reservation, doing whatever for Valentine's Day, regardless of on Tuesday, Wednesday. What? Imagine if it was every Friday or every Saturday and like the second Saturday in February. It would be impossible. You'd have to make your reservations in June.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And also, they probably get fucked too because they got to do the tailored menu. They got
Yeah.
to get the molten lava that's shaped like a heart. You know, they got to do all that.
They got to
shit.
get the guy named Sal who sings, who
Yeah.
walks around the table and
Yeah.
sings Ave Maria. People
Oh,
cry. Yeah.
yes.
I love when the pizza places are like, "Hey, we're doing $10 heart-shaped pizzas for Valentine's Day."
I mean-
yeah.
It's one of those things that's it's just smart. You know,
Yeah.
I got like the Taco Bell thing that I did last week was just genius.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know if I missed that.
They did like an Apple revealing, you know, Apple does like, we got the new Pro.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be able to see this. They did a revealing of their new menu items like that. Like, it was like a
Ooh.
TED Talk. They got a lot of good stuff coming.
We got to do a tour.
Yeah. I mean, you've never been, but
Yeah, this would be my first time. My first
yeah.
Taco Bell.
Well, you got to get classy.
You haven't had it?
No, never.
Oh my God. I don't know what. Dude, we did 2 for $1 tacos in high school. It was the most unbelievable thing. in the world.
I saw a thing where it was grade F meat and they were squirting it out of a plastic bag. And I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
it's
I'm
just, you
fucking
got to
out.
get past that.
If I never knew that, I would be fine. And if someone told me after I'd already eaten it, I would probably be fine. But going in, it's like, that's fucking gross.
You know
I'm
what
not
else
doing
we
it.
were big on is I'm big that they're Mountain Dew.
Yes.
It's hard to get a fountain Mountain Dew at a lot of places.
And they have the specialty that's only
It
there.
fits.
It's the Baja Blast.
I don't like Baja Blast.
Really?
I'm a strictly Mountain Dew guy, like a traditional.
You're
But I
not
do
even a
like-
Code Red? Code Red's were.
Nah, I was never a
There is something to having a spot where you
Yes.
can only get it there.
agreed.
Yeah.
Low key KFC is a really good Mountain Dew exclusive too.
What, the orange?
Yes, did you try that one?
Yeah, but like the girl screwed it up, and I was like, all right, it was dark, and I took it and just put it, and I took a sip, and I was like, what the hell is
It's like
this?
honey lightning or
No,
something?
no
Dude,
chance.
it's good.
Yeah, no chance. Shout out KFC. We love KFC, but I'm not on that
I
Mountain
like
Dew
it,
drink.
KFC.
Crazy. How many people actually have a legit? If you're working at night, isn't it a convenience to have a fucking Valentine's Day on a Wednesday night? And also, how real is that? Do you like you get home? Both parties get home at like 6 o'clock at work. Now they got to go out for dinner.
I got an 8 o'clock.
I feel like if
reservation.
you secretly polled girls, they would like be like, yeah, I'd rather just kind of order in, sit down, let me watch my movie. Don't watch, Utah State, Nevada at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports. Like,
you're on your phone.
Yeah, don't be
watching it.
rushing out of there, trying to go check it out. Like,
you get the main screen tonight, babe.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna actually watch a program, think about it, talk.
I do feel like Valentine's Day is kind of becoming more of that, though.
Yeah.
At least the people I don't know if it's just my corner of the world, but it does feel like it's becoming a lot more like, hey, we don't need this.
No,
like we don't need to go all out.
Yeah, I think you're better off doing
what's all out.
I think all out is getting a room at the fucking Sybaris, and you know what I mean.
That's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Get a room there, chocolates covered strawberries, rose petals to the back. Like that's like all out.
Yeah,
you know?
all right.
I feel like that's like.
Well, I got to say, I don't know anyone who's ever done that. If that's all out,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. Although, we just had the snake draft. Casey and both the girls were like, yeah, staycation where you're doing something kind of like that. You're going to a nice hotel, just even in your own city. They're like, that would be great.
For 3, I actually think, that if we were, all right, let's do this then. What is, I know you guys did the draft. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. It's Super Bowl yesterday, but what is your dream day if it was reversed, where the girl had to go all out to you? I think it's that.
Have you heard of Steak and Blowjob Day?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Casey referenced that.
Yeah. I'm saying more, though, I think this, to me, maybe it's just because I don't sleep and whatever. I've always been like a hotel guy. If we went in on a Friday afternoon, you all right, you take a half day from work, I'll pick you up, go to a hotel for 3 days, and there's some shops around. You leave the house how you want to leave. But for the most part, you're just kind of laying down together for 3 days. Sounds like a fucking blast, dude.
We're in a nap.
Yeah, it just sounds like a fucking blast. Am I crazy to say that?
No,
Am I just a simple guy?
No,
What?
it sounds like you're a Sybaris guy.
The everyone has their own pool in the room with the water slide.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what Sybaris is?
I don't know what Sybaris is.
It's like a local romantic. It's a chain, maybe. There's a few of them in the
there's
Midwest.
a chain.
Everyone in the room has their own what?
They have a little small pool. Like a pool, not a hot tub, like a pool. And there was in the commercials, there was always couples going down a water slide.
And no one can see it?
Yeah, you're in your own spot.
Oh my God, I'd be going down naked. I would just boom,
yeah,
right
but
through.
so were the 500 people before. Yeah,
listen,
we better hope that chlorine is up there,
whatever,
killing everything in that pool.
Right, why ruin a suit? There's nothing worse than a wet bathing suit, healthy debate, in your fucking suitcase the next 2 days.
Oh, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
And
you got to get that thing out right away.
I feel like they are that material that should dry fast. They never dry fast.
No, they stink, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
You got to hang it from the faucet.
From the shower.
Sybaris sounds like a fucking home run, dude.
Yeah. No,
Sybaris sounds so gross.
My God.
Healthy debate. Sybaris actually sounds fucking disgusting.
Yeah. I disagree. I don't know. I disagree.
No.
But I don't know. I guess, are we just simple guys, or is that...
I am a very simple guy. I don't really like anything. I do like taking a good nap. I do like going to a hotel where the sheets are fresh and you can turn the AC down to 60 and everything.
45 in the Emily.
Oh, is that
45?
what?
45. Down to 45. I don't know if it necessarily goes to that,
there?
but
You could just open a window at that point, Rico. Get it down.
No,
if you
there's
wanted at
something
45,
too.
just crack the window.
there's something to. Do you think that's our strongest bond? Of what we get tagged in the most on
Air
internet?
conditioning?
Yeah, I would say combos.
Yeah.
For sure.
That-
For sure.
Me
What
and
else
you.
would-
Yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah, for else. Yeah, I don't know what else it would be.
That was a real early draft. Was best AC.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was my finest moment. And
Yeah.
still, there should be, you guys need to have a court or bring it back on Throwback Thursday. The fact Dave just basically took living room air conditioning
Yeah, that
5
was,
times.
Dave was like,
He just described
my air
he didn't
conditioner
do
after
different air
football.
conditioners.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
When the people look back and be
Idiot.
like, "Why
Healthy
is?"
Debate was the biggest robbery. Rerun that.
did he won, right?
Well, yeah,
He
he
won.
smoked it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Chief,
saying.
all he did was take fucking living room AC.
Right.
But that's
5
what I'm
times.
saying. When people look back and be like, "How did Red Ed become how he became?" Point back to that draft.
Agreed.
That
Yeah.
don't no. Don't give him an inch.
No.
Don't give him an inch.
I also think the best thing that was when I was suggesting, and Eddie's like, you have topics? Like, what do you have? And it was like peak COVID, like you needed idea, this and that. And I was like, yeah, do a Jimmy draft. He's like, what? I'm like, just all Jimmys.
Jimmys and
it was somebody you
Jameses.
knew in your own fucking life.
Yeah.
It was fucking, I still think if you're ever jammed up, you could do that. Have you done a Mike draft?
We've done a Jimmy and we've done a Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we
You
have
could do
like
a
a
Mike.
working list where I think we have like another
I think Mike,
names
and I think
draft.
if you had to do girls, you could do Ashley.
Is there a lot? You think?
I think so. I mean, you use your math. Yeah, Jessica, or you just do the math.
Yeah.
Pick a girl's name, you figure it
I
out.
feel like the girls, like, you get more variance in girls' names for celebrities.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me being simple, but like I did long distance with my wife and girlfriend at the time, like right away. So there were times I was driving down the turnpike, coming home after a Friday, and I was bar back in the night before, so like on no sleep. And like maybe it was you didn't have like a ton of money in your pocket, but it's also like, yeah, we could go to a movie or like you go to dinner. Like if there was things that we did, it was usually Saturday night.
Mhm.
Friday night was just like, let's just be fucking lazy and like hang out. I don't know. I feel like that's like an
That's
intimate.
the best.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, so that for a weekend would have been awesome. And every once in a while, she's like, oh, you want to turn on a game? Like, that'd be a fucking great weekend.
Yeah.
And like, you just don't, I feel like now, like wedding weekend, like if you went away for a wedding, there is no like relaxation.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
You have no alone
And I
time.
think there's nothing better though than the weekend away wedding. Cause it's like, yeah, is it an inconvenience? Yeah. Is it travel? Is it a long time? Is it whatever? Like healthy
Expensive.
debate. It's
Yeah.
like, when you have like that downtime or like you just have a weekend there, especially if you can maximize it, it's a home run.
That's why people always hate this take. I kind of like a Friday wedding because you fly out on Thursday, you do everything on Friday, then you kind of have the weekend to like recover, and then you fly home Sunday and you're ready to go on Monday. Where it's like that Saturday wedding, it feels like everything's so like congested. So I like the holiday weddings. My sister got married 4th of July weekend. Loved that. And I've had a few buddies that have done like around Labor Day or Memorial Day, and people complain. I think it actually helps the experience.
Yeah.
Depends how much you like them. Depends what the crowd's going to be. If you get
I
stuck
guess
in a
that's
bad
true.
one, it's awful. You know, it's like we're going to give
What's
up
a
our
bad
labor.
wedding to you?
That's a good point. We're a big wedding show.
I
How's the
love
debate is a big
weddings.
wedding show. You
Big
heard about the
wedding
new groundbreaking thing?
No.
50-50s at a wedding.
What is that? I don't even know.
We're going to have a 50-50.
A raffle?
Yeah. Quietly. Okay, here's how it works. All right, ready? Like an outside firm does it. The outside firm takes the 50% and the winner gets the 50%. It's not obnoxious. You don't have like a little girl walking around to a table. Hey, Ryan, please buy an arms. And you're measuring out arms lengths while the father's crying about surviving fucking liver cancer. And then he gets to dance with his daughter. We're not disrupting speeches.
Right.
These people are off to the corner.
Yeah,
You got to go find them. It's not advertised. It's not in the thing. You go find them. They have a little box and the winner gets texted. And you can't give back the money to the bride and groom. It's just its own thing. So like, and then the story goes, yeah, Eddie, you want to come out tonight? You want to go get some Miller Lights, hang out? Nah, I got fucking a wedding with this guy I worked with. You come back Monday. Yo, how was that wedding you got roped into? Yo, I was actually sick. I won the 50-50. Like that to me, like is a home run.
But where does the other 50 go?
The firm for running for their business.
I think it's got to go towards the bride
that's-
and groom.
I mean, they just pocket it?
Yeah, for running it.
That's a high fee for running it.
Maybe the bride and groom get 10% back. So it's 40, 50, 40, 10, 50, 40, 10.
I think it should be 50, 40, 10, and 10 for running it.
10 for running it? Yeah.
And maybe even that's high.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. But I love that idea.
But
the
winner isn't obliged to give it back to the bride and groom.
You'll
No,
always be
I like the thing
obliged.
where they can't do it, but
you don't announce it publicly either. It's not like it's like, but yeah, 50-50 in the corner. Tell me that's not a great idea.
I think it's an awesome idea. And then it's like maybe that's how they fund their honeymoon. Okay. So it's like you have your gift. Okay. You do your normal tour, but like I don't know. I have an issue with like sometimes the gifts. It's just like, here's cash, like whatever. But I love the idea. I would always pay more if it was a 50-50. I can't say
100%.
no to the 50-50.
Tell me
at the
that
Hawks
if
games.
there wasn't some kind of online way to do this, like legally, that Brent Musburger wouldn't be involved in every 50-50 of weddings. People
It's like a
tagging,
GoFundMe
hey,
page.
Yeah, hey Brent,
Yeah.
we got a wedding in Ohio. I'm in, and he's got his card information saved, and he's like, bang, and he's in for 20 on
50.
every
So you
wedding,
can do it
up
remotely
and down
too.
the coast.
All right, poking some holes.
Poke some holes.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I think this is an ironclad idea.
some weddings have been known to be hit by maybe the scumbag cousin or something. Card thefts will go up. It's just a fact. I'm telling you. It's a
You ever seen
people will be stealing more cards to get in the 50.
You ever seen
What do you mean cards?
Like
Credit cards?
No, fucking gifts. Like, I'll be ripping it open. And be like, here's a couple entries.
You've seen Goodfellas, you've seen The Godfather. The wedding envelopes are safe.
That shit's ironclad. You get a little thing, it should slip in there, and you never see that card again.
You think a scumbag cousin or a +1?
I've known people who've stolen
from the wedding. Oh, you need to not know
level.
them anymore.
Healthy debate, like you're better off banging the bride. There's less. I actually have less of a problem.
Prima nocta,
if I walked into a closet and you got a veil over your fucking brajol, rather than stealing a card, some things are sacred.
That's great. You know people have done that?
Yeah, guy was under the table.
Oh my god,
taking lopes.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
How did it work? Because the cards are usually over to the left. Or people left their cards and he took it underneath.
Yeah, but that's also something I don't remember being that prevalent years ago, I guess.
What?
Those card boxes at the jump?
I feel like they're always there. You need them because the last whatever, but like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think I remember it 15 years. It's a good point. It was one of those like, where do I put the card? Yeah. Also, if you forget, there's been times you definitely leave with it in your own
I've done
pocket.
that before
You're
too.
Like, fuck it. There's nothing worse.
And I guarantee you, someone has had the whole box just stolen.
Oh, I'm sure it has happened.
Yeah. Also, that's just a heist that like I don't want to give any fucking scumbag criminals ideas. You're going fucking door to door. Why would you go to a fucking liquor store and make $1,200? Or you go to a fucking wedding venue, you just take that.
Yeah, I also feel like nobody would expect it. Not to give these criminals ideas, but like all you would have to do is scope out what it takes to be like a waiter at one of these things, or like that, or like, oh hey, or even if you said it, like if you were just like, oh, I'm cousins with whatever, I'm bringing it to the car.
Healthy debate.
I'd let them go.
Healthy debate. There's cameras everywhere, rolling all the time at weddings.
Yeah, but it's
one of those have a high chance of getting caught.
But if you're never going to get seen again, how could they really identify you?
Yeah, and tell me how much was in there. You can't.
If you stole the whole box.
Yeah, you don't tell me how much was in there. No one knows.
Way less than you think. Way less than you think.
Someone
way less than you think.
Someone calls up your cousin. Yeah, I gave 600.
Yeah, it was way really less than you think.
Sneaky. That is the most important job at the wedding. Is whoever secures the box. I remember for my sister's wedding, we had a house next door to the venue, and that was my job. I fucking had the card box, and I hid it in the dryer in the house, and that's where I put it. Damn. Think about that. That's a big job.
It is a big deal.
Goes overlooked.
It's a big deal for sure.
This is like breaking my heart about humanity, though. Like you can't.
Nothing sacred, bro. I've heard the tournament's coming up. The first time that they ever ran the tournament, the Final Four pool, a nun robbed them.
Really?
Yeah, nothing sacred. This is the simplest pool. It was the simplest
Catholic
pool on
schools in the
Staten Island.
Final Four?
All it was 4 teams in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say like, oh, that's super easy. First tiebreaker is the winner. Second tiebreaker is the points. When it first started, I think it was like $880. It was just like guys starting it. It got to $1 million in its peak in 2007.
Whoa.
$1 million. That's $1 million. And then it got shut down because the guy won and like legally reported it. He redid his house, and they were like, how do you have this cash to redo your roof? He's like, oh, I hit the pool. They're like, oh yeah, how long's this been going? And he's like 30 years. Like, oh, they're like, you tip on that? Yeah. So they nailed the guy. Rest his soul. Great guy. Runs a great establishment. But that's how it worked. And then it's a little shady now. It's gone to a different place. Pot hasn't gone up in like 10 years.
I want to go back to this 50-50 wedding gift idea. How would they not be legal?
What do you mean? No, I think it could be legal.
Because I
don't know.
Does it have to be tied to charity?
I believe
think usually, I'm sure there's all sorts of things that are above our head, but like at a wedding, I think a 50-50.
I think this is a fucking great idea.
Great idea.
And then
especially works for weddings. Like, I feel like if I was at your wedding and I was in a groomsman, I wouldn't have a second to put money in, because it's like, I'm going to have a beer with Eddie and I'm going to catch up with this, and and I'm getting the drink and we're on the dance floor and we're having fun. Yeah. What it's great for is like you work with his mom and you're like, I don't know a fucking soul at this place. Like, if I'm lucky, I'm going to maybe make a friend at the bar, have somebody to talk to at the table. But like, the action of the night for me is waiting on that text of the 50-50.
And when
like,
levels
when you're
on.
just no, for a guy like that, like an older guy, like he's probably waiting for like Bob Seger or whatever. But like, I don't know, 50-50 I feel like gets gets people involved.
I think those
At a
pots
wedding.
would be big too. I
Dude,
think they
you
would
imagine
be big.
if you again could get people in first. Like if the company ran it well, where you
Yeah.
could get in from the outside. Like, yo, did you get invited to Eddie's wedding? Nah, I didn't, but I'm in on the 50-50.
Yeah, well, everything's
Like, now
electronic
it's-
now, where they have like those little wedding websites,
Oh,
and
my
it's like
God.
registry, RSVP 50-50 raffle. Like,
Dude,
that
it's
would be
the people who listen, like the guys are like, somebody's gonna have it. Like, and the girl
Yeah.
has called in. I think she's like on board of having this 50-50. We're gonna have to like go to the wedding.
I don't like the I do have a tweak though. You know how like at the end of the night you have like your last dance and whatever, but the bouquet toss, okay, is like a big part of the wedding experience. I think you go bouquet toss and then you announce the 50-50 winner. And if it's remote, if the person did make it but they won it, you still announce it. But like everybody huddling around to see who was a 50, like that, and the place explodes with some kind of reaction. That would be incredible.
All right, what about at the
They'd
end?
never do a bouquet
I'll tweak
toss
that even
again.
better. What about the end when the bride and groom at the end, when they're like, "Thanks for everybody for coming." Like, I gave my speech like half bombed at the end,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, "Thanks for coming." I thanked the DJ. I was like, "He's a better DJ. He's a great DJ, but he's an even greater friend." And I was like doing like I had all the inflections at the end. You're like, "Thanks for coming," whatever, and you're like, "By the way, Eddie." 50-50 winner. Like if you just slip it in, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
Never say an amount
Yeah.
though. You should never ever say an amount.
Also, this would be good for the bartenders too, because I think, especially the older people, they might leave a little bit early. But if you're in on the 50-50, you're not leaving
That's
early.
a good point.
So you're gonna keep the crowd big. The dance floor will be full longer. It'll be a better party. This solves.
You guys are
tell me
minimizing
this is-
pots, though. That's what you're saying. You're thinking it'd be huge. You said no advertising. That hurts the pot, and no saying what the pot is. That kills the pot.
Well, we're tweaking it. No, I think you can do it like the Hawks game, where they're like, hey, it's up to 13,000.
No, I think you can say the only way you get it announced is in person with the person there.
Yeah.
Like the people running it. They can tell you in person quietly, but
What
they're
it
not
is?
on the thing like you're at a fucking hockey tournament. It's like the 50-50 is now up to 2,200.
Yeah.
2,200.
But I think you can have a
say
little-
it quietly, then let it spread word of mouth. Okay, I
Yeah.
like that. We'll keep tweaking it.
I think if you put like a little station next to where the bar is, and it's like, hey, every time you go back for the bar, like, holy shit, it's up again. Yeah, let me
what's it
put
at?
put
It's
it-
just a
yeah,
little
yeah,
whiteboard,
put a
or
little-
it's
Give me another one for $5.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's
I
just
like
okay.
that.
It's up. You know,
I like that.
Yeah.
What is a bad wedding though? He touched on that, and then we kind
Yeah.
of sparked off of that. Like,
I
what is
mean,
a bad wedding to you?
Obviously, A is cash bar.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
without a doubt.
That's not great.
I've told this story before, and my buddy whose wedding it was listens to this show, so I don't feel it. He's heard it, and he's been divorced and now remarried, and his second wedding was great, but his first wedding was at
Learn
this.
from his mistakes.
Yeah.
More ways
It
than
was
one.
outside of his control.
More ways than
It
one.
was outside of his control. The second wedding, it was just this past May. It was awesome. Anyways, he
I
had
don't know if I could do two.
all the well, he barely did the first one.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
it was at this beautiful place. Looked like something out of Great Gatsby. It was this old, used to be like a South Loop or South Side, like equestrian and golf club. Like it was absolutely beautiful, like mosaic tile ceilings everywhere. It was crazy. It was like Great Gatsby, like I said. Then the mother-in-law ran the entire show. She allowed no modern music.
Oh my
Like I'm
God.
talking like there's no Jackson 5. Like Jackson 5. So if you couldn't do a waltz,
This is the first wedding or the
this
second
is the
wedding?
first wedding.
Oh my
First
God.
wedding. So and this was my first friend that got married. He got married at like 23 or 24.
Oh my God.
And so you get there in the afternoon and it's just like literally if you were not dancing a waltz, and they had like a string quartet and they had like a woman who would sing, but there was like no one knew any of the music. It was only old people dance for like 45 minutes and then everyone kind of cleared out. It was
Oh
bad.
my
It was real
God.
bad. It was a bad experience.
And nobody, knowing what I know, you don't let that information get out.
oh yeah, no one knew.
Like he didn't tip you off to that.
Definitely not.
Because that would have been, you would have
I
been
don't
trying
even
to,
know if
every
he
time I
knew.
saw him, I would have been trying to sell that of like, guy, are you serious right now?
Come on.
I don't know if he knew. Like I think he
You
was
think
so
he got blindsided?
I think he was so disconnected from the wedding planning
see,
process.
That's why, gentlemen, we say it all the time. Be involved in your own fucking wedding.
Yeah.
Because you get blindsided, you'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the only things I'd care about. Is
The
like,
music.
yeah, the music, the booze, the food.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like I don't like the centerpieces, the fuck.
None of it.
I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
that.
I don't really even care about the venue. Like, you can't get married in a fucking Pep Boys,
Right.
but like, you know,
I don't know though. You get some bad venues sometimes.
I don't know. They're all
You know?
relatively. They're all kind of the same.
Kinda yes, but like I don't like you need enough room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
like
a
when
good
they
point.
try to squeeze 25 tables into a 20.
The other thing is you
20
can't.
table
It
room.
can't be. You can't have 17,000 square feet, and I never see you
Yeah.
either. You know what I mean? My
Yeah,
table's
yeah,
here, and
yeah.
yours is fucking, and you never see it. So
Yeah.
I also would advise keep the bar inside. I've been to weddings, beautiful weddings, but the bar is in a room outside,
Mhm.
off of it, like big two gates open, the doors open, and you go out, and then the bar is out there. Nobody ever comes back in.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah.
2 bars I think is kind of important.
Yeah.
Why there should be a liquor bar and a beer bar. You know? Because
Yeah.
if you get beer and you're just getting stuck behind the person who's ordering these drinks the whole time, like it should
What
be
kind of
easier
drinks
for
we
Well, why?
talking?
Let me ask you this: why do the waiters only do food? Healthy debate. Why do your waiters only bring you out food?
Oh,
If
yeah,
I
they
duck
don't
you a
bring you-
20, hey, let's get get me a bucket of Miller Lights here and keep them coming. Why are there not 2 or 3 floater barbacks at a wedding?
I wonder if they just have too much to do. There's so many, like, here's the salad course, here's the appetizers,
Yeah.
here's here's the main thing, and then people are speaking.
That's why, like, are stations the worst thing at a wedding? I had them at mine. People loved it.
What do you mean?
What's
station?
station?
Not like buffet, but like stations. Like there's food set up,
Okay.
and you go up and you can go and get the stations.
Like a
I-
carving station.
Yeah, like that. But then there's also food laid out. I guess it's not a buffet like that. It's out there. It's prepared fresh, but then you go up, make your plate. You have way longer to eat. Like,
I've yet to go to one like that, but I've always heard higher complimentary remarks like to those than like the standard ones.
Yeah. I've been to one like that where it was not really like that. I guess there was a meat carving station there too. I don't know. I don't really care. All I want is good music and good people and free booze, and I'm good.
I think it's tough when you don't know, when you're gonna go to a wedding, you don't know anybody.
Disagree.
What you
There's no stakes. You don't have to I'm gonna go talk to my aunt that I don't want to talk to. If you're the +1 at a wedding where you don't know anybody, your whole job is to just have 30-second little quick things with people that you don't know, make a couple of jokes, and be fun on the dance floor. That's your only job.
That's a good
I would
point.
take a +1 over a loosely affiliated like I have friends that I'm like, they were my friends in high school, but I've kept in touch with that one guy who got married, and so I'm at the wedding, but I know everybody there, but I haven't talked to him in 15 years. That wedding is not, you know.
This is a bad take.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
that's a real.
Well,
bad
I will
take.
say this:
This
I think,
guy's a fucking wallflower.
no, I think healthy debate. It is easier to go there and not know anybody than it is to bring your wife or girlfriend and she'll be like, "Who do I know?" And it's like you don't know anybody.
Yes.
And they're like, and then God forbid you leave, and you know everybody. So God forbid you leave for 30 minutes at a time, not 30 minutes at a time, but 5 minutes. Like, where were you? Oh, I caught up with Chief. I haven't seen him in a long time. She's like, well, I'm sitting here alone.
I agree with that.
That's the tough one, too.
I
You
agree
gotta
with
hope
that.
when you walk in, she knows a few people too. So it's like,
Yeah, I guess I don't really have a.
I agree with that. But for him to just not know anyone, like, hey, I'm Tom, that is way worse than having to know
called
people.
yeah, but it's
an
not the
adult.
worst thing in the world. You could just go to the bar. You can you're on
It's
your own.
a
You're not
waste.
tied to fucking anybody.
Yeah, but it's a waste of a Saturday night.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you're just gonna sit there and bob your? That's brutal.
Bob your
It's-
head.
Yeah.
That's all you do?
Well, you're a dance like a maniac. in
Yeah,
front of
I'm a wedding dance guy. I'm a
in
wedding
front of
dance.
everyone you don't know. They're like, who's this lunatic?
Well, you acted
Yeah,
like
don't do a circle. I advise
yeah,
that.
I'm not
but-
I'm not getting in the middle doing the worm on the floor or something. But
You're a tie over the head guy.
no, I'm not. I don't even take off my
I
jacket.
love that. That's our motto.
I do it to conceal the sweat.
My dad still talks about it, gets mad. He went to a black tie wedding and rented a tux, went to Pittsburgh. They served him a chicken cutlet with a piece of melted American cheese on top in the financial district. There was nowhere to eat. He goes to my mother and goes, I'm going to go outside and get some fresh air. She goes, bring me something back. And he was standing outside in a tux in Pittsburgh eating a fucking Big Mac. And the bride's brother is down to his fucking tank top with a fucking tie over his head. And my father's like, I'm glad I paid $300 to rent the fucking top.
That's chief. I don't know anybody. I'm letting my hair down.
Nah, shut the fuck
That's
up.
what she said.
That's not, no, but it's like, I'm surprised that this is your take too, because you're like the king of small talk. That's all that is. And then you can go out on the dance floor, have fun, get a buzz, and like you meet a few people that you never have to see again. There is no pressure. There's nothing. There's no obligations. You're just there to have a good time.
No, I think like I want to have some buddies that I could like talk to.
Sure, but I don't think it's the worst thing to be the +1 where you don't know anybody. It's like, I don't know, just be an adult and be conversational.
Just show her a good time. You just show the date a good time. It's
That's all you have to do.
Take.
It's not bad at all.
I think it's better. Who are some of the best people to run into at a wedding that you didn't expect? Old friend,
a coach,
current friend.
A coach is always nice.
Oh, that is
An
nice.
An older adult, that's not bad.
A coach is great.
That's not bad. I told you the story. I ran into a ex's. We only dated for like a summer, but her parents were sitting in front of us.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, at the wedding. I
Oh.
definitely told you a story. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, I fucking can't put my finger on this woman. Why can't I put my finger on this woman? And then the guy comes over, the dad comes in late, and I go, I see the two of them together. It's like, oh, hey, Mrs. X, you might not remember me. I dated blank. She goes, oh, yeah. She goes to the husband, hey, blank. He was the one who walked her to the door. And she goes, he's the only one who walked her to the door. I was like, yeah. And of course, my wife's like, my wife was kind of like, oh, you fucking remembered their parents? Like, I went alone. She was giving me shit, but it was like, what do you want me
This
to
is
do?
high school?
Nice.
No, this was after me post-college, her going into her senior year. Good girl.
That's nice.
Nice. Yeah. It was nice. Yeah. It could have.
Yeah.
Imagine the other one. You're like, who's like, you remember him? Yeah. He used to fucking beep the horn.
Yeah,
and we catch
true.
him finger banging him before he dropped her off. Like, like it's
tough.
you could be worse.
Yeah.
So you always try to do that. So, but yeah, I think that's kind of it on the weddings. It always circles back to weddings somehow.
Yeah.
You're a wedding guy. He also
This is a wedding show. Yeah.
He also casually invited himself to my future wedding.
Who?
Yeah, Rico did. He's like,
when?
when I'm at Chief's wedding and this
Oh,
happens.
no. I just we got to give
Hey, Rico,
hypotheticals.
Rico, you're
We gotta
invited.
give
Hey,
hypotheticals
Rico,
here.
there's not a lot of people at this company I would invite. You're invited.
We got to give hypotheticals. Yeah, I think Barstool should sponsor a wedding. Like,
I think- didn't they do
I'm
Donnie's?
on that idea.
What?
I don't want any company things with attached to the wedding. Because didn't Portnoy offer
Yeah,
that to
Smitty.
But
Smitty?
that's what I'm
think.
telling you. Like,
Yeah.
if you do invite Barstool
No, but
people,
think
it's gonna
about-
become that.
No,
I think you could be selective.
no. But think
I
about
think
this:
I could
two
invite-
random people. You get Pop Punk to be the band.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone would definitely sign up for this.
100%.
What?
I'm trying to think of
a
what
fan
else.
would definitely
Yeah.
sign up for this.
Like Roner Caleb performs the ceremony. Glenny is like just an extra at the bar.
Yeah.
Maybe Glenny has a couple of like eye candy OnlyFans models on his thing. I'm trying to think of like what else works for our brands.
Yeah.
Jet ski DJs. Shout out
Yeah.
Jet ski. In between, you have a DJ and a band, whatever. I'm trying to think of like what else fits. You have access to all of
Dante
our
the Don DJs the after party.
that too. You have access to all of our like alcohol sponsors.
Yeah.
There's maybe I don't know like a merch. You telling me a Stoolie like this is for Sully's Wet Dream.
You have a fake Dunkin' Awards where you can just roast the
Yeah.
people you don't like.
So
Get Nate up there to give the best man
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah, a roast to the best
Yeah.
man speech. That's it. So all right, guys, that was Healthy Debate. Thanks for filling in and giving us some topics. We'll catch you tomorrow.